Hello everyone, and a massive welcome, or welcome back, to Fallout Play Build Collect. I hope you're all well today. I have a new video for you, so let's get into it. And for this one we're at Starlight Drive-In, as you've probably already worked out. I have built on top of the cinema screen, and I built a little castle in front, so I thought it would be interesting for you to come take a look with me, have a little bit of a look round. So at this end I haven't really done a great deal. I put these just a few little defences on the top there, nothing too special, and a few of these little trade posts. There's Lucas. As we approach it, you can see at the top here. Now I want to say with this is an actual playthrough build. This is on Xbox, there's no mods, and originally there was no DLC. Now you can see from the concrete pieces there, I did go back and add DLC pieces to this later on, but originally this was all constructed without DLC, so if you wanted to copy something like this, and you don't have the DLCs, you certainly could do. One thing to note is this is an actual gameplay building. This isn't something I've come back and made specifically for the video. This is actually something that was a base of my character in this particular playthrough. Right, so we're going to have a little bit of a walk around the settlement now, and I'll show you some of the different features. Now you might notice that these two arms that come out are actually not symmetrical. You can see some guards there in this little guard post. This is actually the second version of this guard post. The first one didn't have any of the DLC pieces, and I come back and changed it here with the DLC. Now what I ended up doing, if you can see over on the, as we go around to the left hand one here, is I've changed the design so that it's closed in at the front with the spotlight, the turret and the defensive post on top, and now the window is to the side, so it gives them some side coverage. It seems to be a more logical way if you was defending. And you can see here that this is the original pieces that went all the way along. Those original concrete pieces and the corrugated iron fencing went all the way along, and I later came back and put the concrete bits in after, when that particular DLC came out. We come around here to what was the little radioactive pool. You can see I've built this little steel bridge over the water there. I quite like the look of it. I don't know how enormously practical it is. You can walk in from the sides if you want to, but I just like the look of it as purely a cosmetic thing. So as you look up, you can see that was originally all there was just the buildings on top of the screen there. There's a guard station there, and the siren for when you get raided, and I've got shotgun turrets either side. There's a little tip: if you're putting in turrets behind an entranceway, you can funnel enemies in, and a guard dog of course. When you funnel enemies in, the best thing to have is shotgun turrets. Scrapping stations there and some storage, and now we have our food. The food actually grows in this broken concrete dirty sort of sections there. There's quite a bit of food, it's plentiful for what we need. The artillery piece, probably one of the most secure places to have an artillery piece. It got good coverage of the map because it's got a central area. And she's just spawned through the upper walkway there, did you see that? It sort of fell through. These water purifiers were originally down in the pool and they were just rug glitched up here. If you'd like to know how to do that, let me know and I'll do a little tutorial video on it. It's a little section where people can hang out at night, and now we'll go into the first of what is the defensive arms, if you call it, poking out on either side. So we had a little guard post there at the side so the guy can look out, and he has his own cot and foot locker. And the intention here is there was going to be a gate on the side, and that you could actually come into use this underneath section here as like a storage area that you could come into from the sides. And I might end up going back and doing that. This is, again, because it was a playthrough, unfinished sections. Defensive areas you can come to. You've got a good field of vision from there. And as we come on top, there's my little fireworks launcher there to make sure I've got the nice blue skies for this video. And then as we come across, we have this metal walkway. There's the shotgun turret. This was quite a pain to get all this aligned, get it all measured up so that it all fits in nicely. A lot of experimentation backwards and forwards, especially as I was going back and changing things as the playthrough was going through, as I was collecting more resources. constantly coming back and tinkering and changing things and altering the angles. This is how these end arms looked originally. This one's somewhat decorated, I guess you'd say, but it's just weapons on the wall. I tried to have the guards have a uniform outfit there. The red helmets with the Brotherhood outfits. And Institute lasers. I think the whole red, white and brown sort of look of them makes them look quite a uniform sort of force. We'll see a bit more of that later. That's actually Sheffield, I believe, and he's not a guard, he's actually meant to be going out scavenging. So we come back down to the entrance. Now this is an ideal area, as you can see here, to put your power generator. And you get multiple in if you needed multiple. One seemed to be enough for me, especially with the wind turbines I've got up on the roof, which we'll see eventually. Don't know what Sheffield's doing there, he's got some stuck against the wall. Nice guard post here. This looks out over the road. I think you'd want to guard this road, it seems to make sense to me. You'd have guards here, and you do actually get attacked from over from those trees over to the side there. That does seem to be one of the areas where you get spawn attacks. Didn't really know what to do with that little dirty corner there, so I put some concrete there with some storage. I did have beds along this area out here originally. Cleared them out eventually, just didn't need them. This is the back gate. Totally automated. Little open and closing switch there, and these are the cots. This is basically just like a little dorm room. As you can see, we're really cramped in there. Now these beds were under that little section there to the right originally. I just decided to just cramp them all into these little rooms. I mean, at the end of the day, this is meant to be a military base, so... Okay, so we're going to head up now. We go past the generator there. Now we're getting towards what was the original... Oh, some draw distance issues. Wow, look at that drawing in. Yes, this is Xbox, as if you needed proof that this was on Xbox and not on PC. There you go. So now this is what I'd done originally. And as you'll see, this is mostly all original pieces up here from the... This is what we originally had before we had the DLCs, and getting these aligned and getting this all to glitch in was a real pain. Covered over the stairway area there, and somehow I managed to get this stairway in, which let me get up and build on top. Now this was the storage area up here in the main house, and this is where I used to come back after missions and dump all of the whatever I'd collected out on the missions. Pretty simple little bedroom. I'm not much for massive decoration. As you probably know, the more you decorate the settlement, the more you'll have problems with frame rate and slowdown. So I tend to avoid all the sort of like kitschy sort of things that people put out when they put, you know, bottles and such like out. It just slows the game down. And I think it looks fine without them. So got some posters and bits and pieces, so I'm quite pleased with that. Lovely little look out. I love this little view out over the settlement. And this was a little cooking station now, tucks away quite nicely. There's the travel mat. And the idea of this was you've got this little doorway here, so if you get in power armour, you can just run and jump out there. When you get attacked from that direction, you can jump into power armour and just run out there. This is my little experimentation area. These are the weapons I decided to equip everyone with. And this is our experiment with my settlers. The guards, and I'll try and theme the guards for different settlements. You see, I'll put all the different outfits on the dummy, and then I'll mess about with the different pieces. So for example here, you put the postman's hat on him, see what that looks like, because they're both blue, maybe that goes well together. You know, fairly pointless in game, I must admit, but it's just these little role play things I like doing. I like kitting them all out. You'll see that blue sailor sort of outfit turn up in some of the later settlements if I get round to putting those up for you. This is the red sort of themed guards I was doing for this settlement. I think the Brotherhood gear with those red armour panels go quite nicely together. A couple of power armour stations. That was my early power armour from early on in the game. This is actually my third playthrough, this character. The first two were abandoned, but this is the one that actually stuck. I think this chap's just under level 100, I think. Just under 100, I think. Right then, let's head up to the top deck. First thing, we've got a little guard post at this end. Looks out over the road and over the hills. Of course, you get attacked from that direction, down there, the little shed down there. Some of this was added much after, like this little section that sticks out here over the, where's my little launch tube down there. I decided to add this higher guard post so you could come, you can watch the road there, see out into town, you get attacked there from in the woods, and you'd see the road from the other end. A little bit of a role play that you can, you know, this is the road that you'd want to guard. This is the major road that comes through the area, so a role play thing that you'd want to have somebody up there watching that. Radiation arch, and I built this little gantry coming out here, and I put the recruitment beacon there. Again, it's a roleplay thing, but to have it up so high in my head cannon, that gets out and contacts as many people as possible. And this is a super spot to come and snipe from. If you get attacked from under the bridge, you come up here with a sniper rifle with a decent scope, and you can pick people off right up to the bridge there. And if I can avoid getting stuck there, we can come up to the other end. Again, lots of this was added on afterwards. Guard post at the other end. See out into town, into the area with the train there. Super view on a nice day like this. Okay, so I think that's about it. If there's anything you want to know about the settlement, you want to see anything of how I've designed it or built it, you want to see me do a little tutorial of how I set any of this up, just let me know in the comments. Hopefully I'll remember how I did it. As I said, it was all done in a playthrough, so it wasn't ever planned out like this. I was thinking about going back and actually finishing it still. Of course you get problems with the build limits, as always. I would like to come through and do a final pass on it and just finish up all those little bits that aren't quite finished around it, just straighten some of the bits up there. Okay, so that's it. That wraps up my little tour of Starlight Drive-In. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. What do you think of the settlement? Has it inspired you to do something similar yourself? Did you do something like this yourself at Starlight? I'd love to know what your Starlight Drive-Ins look like. What did you build there? Let me know in the comments. I'd really like to hear from you. If you've enjoyed the video and you'd like to see more content, please consider hitting the like button. It helps us out enormously. And also consider subscribing and hitting the notifications bell. That way we can inform you when all the new videos go live. We're going to be covering all of the Fallout video games. We're going to be covering the Fallout board game, Wasteland Warfare, the tabletop miniatures game, and we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at some of the quirky little merchandise from the Fallout universe we get as well. But until then, everybody stay safe, enjoy your gaming, and I hope to catch you in the next video. Thanks again for watching.